The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus summoned his 12 disciples and gave them authority over unclean spirits to drive them out and to cure every disease and every illness. The names of the 12 apostles are these. First, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew, James the son of Zebedee and his brother John, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew the tax collector, James the son of Alphaeus and Thaddeus, Simon the Cananean, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus. Jesus sent out these 12, after instructing them thus: Do not go into pagan territory or enter a Samaritan town. Go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. As you go, make this proclamation: The kingdom of heaven is at hand. The gospel of the Lord. Today we fast forward into chapters of the book of Genesis, and we begin to hear about Joseph. Joseph, of all of the characters of the book of Genesis, the most chapters are dedicated to his life, and many of us know the basics of Joseph's life. Joseph's father was Jacob, and his mother was Rachel. So Jacob had 4 wives, or at least 4 women with who he had children. The first wife was Leah, right? And Leah was able to have children, but Rachel was not. And that was an issue because Rachel was really the beloved bride of Jacob. He was tricked into marrying Leah. So when Joseph was born to Rachel, it was somewhat miraculous. Rachel had been barren. Rachel only ended up having one other child, whose name was Benjamin, and Rachel actually died shortly after giving birth to Benjamin. Joseph, as he grew up, he was the beloved of Jacob because he was the firstborn son of his beloved bride, Rachel, and he was given the coat of many colors, or as the movie in the 80s showed, the Technicolored dream coat is what it was called. I don't really know where that comes from. The actual Hebrew term for Jesus' coat that he received, it was a coat with sleeves, which would have been recognized as special because it would have taken more material to make such a garment, and so it showed his preferred status. Now, one of the interesting things about Joseph is that he is one of the most prominent prefigurations of Jesus in the Old Testament. For example, Joseph, he was given the special garment, and we see that in the New Testament. Jesus, when he was crucified, he had the seamless garment, right? And even that garment became a symbol of his death. When Joseph was sold by his 12 brothers, and by his 10 brothers, when he was sold, his garment was dipped in blood, and that showed that he had died, or at least they pretended that he had died. In the book of Revelation, when Jesus is depicted, he's depicted as the man whose garment was dipped in blood. Right? So there's a prefiguration there. Joseph, in many ways, was a symbolic of death and resurrection in this story. Jacob, his father, believed that he had died, and even a couple of different times Joseph was thrown into prison when he was in Egypt, and yet was resurrected and brought back into Pharaoh's good favor, symbolic of the death and resurrection of Jesus. The last time that Joseph was released from prison, it says that he sat at the right hand of Pharaoh. Just as Jesus, when he rose from the dead and ascended into heaven, he is now seated at the right hand of God the Father in the kingdom. When Joseph was imprisoned in Egypt, he was falsely condemned, even though he was innocent, and he was placed in prison with 2 other condemned men, one of whom basically began to believe in his power to interpret dreams and eventually was released from prison. Somewhat of a foreshadowing of Christ on the cross with the 2 condemned men, one of whom decided to believe on Jesus, and because of that, was told by Jesus he would be granted eternal life. There's all these foreshadowings of Jesus in the life of Joseph. And perhaps one of the most striking foreshadowings is what we heard from today. When his brothers came to meet him, we read that there was a famine in Egypt. And so his 12 brothers came from the land of Israel, and they came so that they might receive bread from Joseph. Joseph was saving the entire known world by giving them bread. One of those great foreshadowings of Jesus, who now seated at the right hand of the Father, gives us salvation, and he gives us that salvation through the mysterious bread, the Eucharist.